In this video, we will talk about lists in Python. We will start from very basic and then we will go to the advanced. First of all, we will talk about what is list. List is an ordered mutable collection. Mutable means that we can change the values inside the list. So initially we can inside with some other value and after some time we can change these values. List can also store different data types. For example, in the list, it is not necessary that all the elements should be of same data type like integer. Some can be integer, another can be string. Also, list can store duplicate values. For example, same values can be appear more than one time in a list. Now we'll talk about creating list. List can be created empty or with values. We'll see all these in examples. So this is example of creating list, empty list. So all these both these methods do the same thing, that creates the same empty list. We can also create list with the values. This examples create the list with the values of different data types. For example, this is integer, this is a string, this is double, this is list itself, that is inside the list. We can create another list. We can also create list of range from 1 to 6 or 1 to 6 or 1 to 8. So if we see this example, a list from range 1 to 6 is created and there only 1 to 8 and 9 is not printed. It means 9 is exclusive. That is not, it not include 9. If we want to print 9 also, then we have to do 10 there. So if we see this, now 9 will be printed there. Now we'll talk about accessing elements. In the list, elements can be accessed using indexing. In the list, we start from 0th index. So first element will be at the 0 index, second element will be at the first index, and so on. Similarly, we can do negative indexing also. That is, at the last element will be at the -1 index, second last element will be at -2 index, and so on. Also, there is slicing. It means that sometimes we don't need the whole list. We just need from one index to the another index. So there we can use slicing. Also, in the similar way, the last number in the slicing is exclusive. That if we put one semicolon fourth, it means that we just want from the first index to, till the third index. This is the example of accessing element. If we see at the second index, hello is there, so hello is printed. At the -3rd index, -1, -2, -3. -3rd index, 3.4 is there, so 3.4 is printed. And we are slicing there from 1 till 3rd index. So 1 at first index it is 2, second index hello, and third index 3.4. So these three are printed inside a list. So slicing returns a list, not an element. Now we'll talk about modifying lists. Inside the list, values can be changed by using indexing. Also, we can append it at the last. Append means adding value at the last. We can also insert at any index. We can do this by using insert method. We can also join two lists by using extend method. This is the example of updating list by index. So if we see its output, at 0th index 1 is changed to 20. Similarly, we can append at the last. 100 will be appended at the last. So if we see this, 100 is appended at the last. Also, we can insert at any index. So for example, at first index we want to insert a new value. So at first index new value is inserted and all other values are pushed one index aside. We can also join two lists. So if we want to join this list with list of 5 6 7, then these two lists are joined. So 5 6 7 is appended to the list. If we will use append, then we'll need three statements, but doing extend will do this in just one statement. Now we'll talk about removing elements from the list. This can also be done by using list method, for example, of pop, remove, del, or clear method. All these methods are for removing elements from the list. So dot pop method removes the last element from the list. So this list was at the last index, so this is removed. We can also remove an element by using its value. So if we run this, then 2 is removed. Only the first occurrence of this element is removed. For example, 2, there are two 2's in this list, so only first 2 is removed and the second 2 is in its place. There is also deletion by index. So if you want to delete second index element, then it will be removed. For example, if we see hello was at the second index, so hello is removed now. There is also clear method. What clear does is clear make the list empty. So now after dot clear, the list is empty and there is no element in the list. There are other useful list methods also. For example, len, which returns the length of the list; dot sort, which sorts the list in the ascending order; dot reverse, which reverses the list; count, which count the occurrences of x in the list; also index, returns the index of the element x in the list; or dot copy, which creates a shallow copy. We'll talk about its shallow copy in another video. Just imagine, understand there that this creates another copy of the list. So if we see there, len my list creates returns the length of the list. For example, there are 7 elements: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is one element. This is one. It is will counted at one element in the list. So this is 6 and this is 7 element. Then there is sort. So what sort does is it sorts the element in the ascending order. For example, there are these many numbers in the list. This is sorted in this way. Then there is also reverse, which reverse the indexing of the list. For example, it was starting from 10 and ending with the 28, but now it is ending with the 28 and it starts with 10, and all index of all the elements are reversed. We can also combine sort and reverse to sort the element in the descending order. If we see its output, the element is sorted in the descending order, that is largest element at the first index and smallest element at the last index. Then there is dot count, which count the occurrences of the element in the list. So if we count 2, then it will return the occurrence of 2, that is 1 and 2. If we try to search any other element which is not present, then it will return error. For example, if we see its output, no, it will not return error. It will give the count which is 0. As this element is not present, so it will return 0. Then there is a dot index, which return the index of that element. If we see this, 20 is at first index, so 1 is returned. We have learned that in the list, indexing is from the 0th. We can also search for the second occurrence. For example, we have put 2 there, it means the second occurrence. So 20 is coming 2 times. 20 is coming 2 times, so second index is at fifth index, so 5 is returned. We haven't given any other values in this. There is only one argument. It means it takes default, that is the first occurrence of the list. Then there is also a copy method. So what copy does, it creates a copy of the list. If we see this, there are two lists with the same output. So original list was 1 2 3, original 1 2 3, and copy list is also 1 2 3. If we change in the copied list, then it will not affect the original list. For example, in the copied list, we have appended 5 at the end. In the copied list output, 5 is appended at the last, but the original list remains the same. So that's all about the beginner level list. If you like the video, then please subscribe and follow for more content. Thank you very much.